Hey everyone, it's Ashley Jones, Event Director at Marketing Showcase. Thanks for watching one of our recordings from Marketing Showcase Online. I really hope you enjoy it, and hopefully I'll see you at another one soon.
Video as your marketing superpower. Really, it's all about trying to engage with your audience at every touch point throughout the customer journey. And in the next 20 minutes, I'm going to share with you some ideas for why video is so good at doing that and how to achieve it throughout the different phases of research and consideration that your customers go through every time that they are engaging with your company. So look, I'm speaking to the converted here. We all know that the sales landscape has changed enormously in the last 10 to 15 years. And now the customer is in control of that process. Gone are the days when, the salesman held all the cards, that as a consumer, we had to go to them to find out information, to be sold to. Now the customer is researching online extensively before they buy anything. And so therefore, it is important for us as marketers to be providing that kind of really relevant, rich, engaging, and informative data and content in places where they're going to find it. So really the whole ball game has changed enormously in the last few years, and I know everybody is kind of up to speed with that. So this talk is all around, well, what are the best pieces of content? Where should we put them? How do we share them? How do we get that engagement with the potential customer? Not only has the ballpark changed in terms of the control has morphed, it's now on the consumer side because they're doing their research, but also it's changed in the sense that traditional sales journey, the sales funnel that we can all picture, that sort of linear relationship that we have with a potential customer has also completely changed. I mean, wouldn't it be fabulous if it had stayed quite streamlined and we could kind of really, really clearly see that for every engagement, we get a lead, the lead turns into a prospect, into a sale, and a loyal customer who evangelizes about our company. And obviously that's the dream scenario. But because there are so many different ways for them to engage with us through social media and websites and digital content and digital newsletters, there are so many different opportunities for them to find out about us, to be researching us in stealth mode, if you like, that customer journey has become much more convoluted and complicated. Say, well, that's making my life really, really difficult. But actually, I like to think of it that it's actually giving, especially smaller companies, many, many more opportunities to be discovered, many more channels in which a potential customer can find you. So actually, if you look at it, it opens up the opportunities for us enormously. The challenge, therefore, is that we have to provide content on all of those multiple channels, or at least the ones that are relevant to us, so that when the customer comes across us, that there's something there for them to find, to grab their attention, to hook them in, that they're going to want to learn a little bit more. So when we look at the way that this environment has changed, and we know it's only gathering pace every single year, the number of new platforms that comes out, the number of, I suppose it's constantly evolving in terms of some platforms get outdated and they lose viewers and it becomes stale, and new platforms come on board and we have to constantly evaluate, is this the right one for our business? Should we have a TikTok account? Should we be using Snapchat? Are we sticking with Facebook? Where are our potential customers? Where are they? And where do we need to be sharing information so that we will be found by them? That customer journey is much more complicated in terms of how many touch points we have with somebody. It's not just that sort of piece of information. They come on the website, they book a sales call, and bingo, they've signed up. They're over and back across different channels. There's so many more ways that they can interact with you. So how do you go about getting your message out, getting your story across to all the different people on different channels, and making sure that you're keeping that information fresh, that it isn't just a gallery of images that you post on your website and that sits there for the next 5 years and gets stale. It needs to be kept fresh and alive and engaging. So that's the challenge for us, I suppose. And it's to understand that within that complexity, there also lies huge opportunity. So step one is about being discovered, because a huge percentage of your customers, unless you're an enormous brand with massive advertising budget behind you, most of us are relatively small companies who have to fight hard to increase our brand recognition, to grow our audience reach, to get in front of more people who might never have heard of us before. So the first point is always about trying to be found, trying to be discovered, and start that initial conversation. And we know that people are doing their research online. We know that the extent of it is growing year on year and year. What's also changing is the percentage of research that's being done on mobile as opposed to desktop. And this is important in terms of video marketing, because video is a much, much stronger tool for you to use on mobile than on desktop. At the moment, 63% of all internet traffic is on, sorry, I'm wrong, 55% of all internet traffic is on mobile. But of that, 63% is video content. And that is forecast to grow to 75% of all engagement on mobile will be video within the next couple of years. Now, what you do need to obviously take into consideration is who your audience is and what time of the day are they most likely to be researching. At the moment, during the working hours, desktop is still more popular for internet engagement than mobile. If your audience tends to be kind of shopping, browsing, looking online in the evening, then the chances that they're doing that on a tablet or on their mobile are far higher. So therefore, your engagement needs to be on the platform that they're using. And if your audience is predominantly using mobile and tablet, then they are consuming far more video. So it makes sense for you to provide video content on those platforms that they can find at those times of the day. So video is really important no matter who you're going after, whether it's millennial audiences, whether it's older people who are looking at maybe legal issues or holiday firms, families, young moms, pregnant people, whatever the situation is. You need to really be very, very clear about the channels that those people are using, the devices they're using to access those channels, what times of the day are they most likely to be doing their research, and all of that will inform your video marketing strategy. So when you want to be discovered, you need to inject yourself into the conversation. You need to be putting out content that they are going to find. If they've never heard of your particular business, they're not going to Google it because they don't know it. So you've got to put some information out into the universe to be found and to be discovered. So one of the best ways to do this is to proactively research what are the topics that your potential audience is actively researching and looking for answers to right now. Right now, today, this week, this month, this quarter, what concerns them? What problems are they trying to solve? And do you have information or expertise or knowledge that you can create video around to put out there into the universe that they will stumble across when they put in these searches? So looking at, Google search, type in something that's relevant to your business, relevant to what you do, and Google will very helpfully give you a whole list of similar questions that have recently been asked. So you can use that and start to kind of dig a little bit deeper, type in another question, go deeper again. What are the topics that people are really interested in? And once you've pulled together maybe your top 5 or 6 that you think you could easily create some video around, then go into Google Trends and just be very, very specific about the keywords that are most popular or they're trending, because that's actually how you're going to be able to create content that is going to rank higher in the search engines. So once you have discovered what it is your audience are looking for, then you can go and create video content in response to that. Okay, so examples of the types of video that you could create at this point, where you are just trying to be discovered, you're sharing knowledge, you're giving away information and expertise in the hope that it's going to be valuable, they're going to want to learn more, and you're going to draw them into your website. So vlogs obviously is an obvious one. Vlogs on topics that you know your audience are interested in. So they can be posted on your website, but they should always, always be posted on your YouTube channel at this stage. Your YouTube channel, obviously, is the second most biggest search engine in the world. People are YouTubing to find the answers to things, and it's obviously owned by Google. So If you want to be discovered, you can't just create video and stick it on your website. If they've never heard of your website, they're never going to search for it. And the search engines are going to rank content on YouTube far higher. It's really important to do your hashtagging and your SEO at this point so that you are increasing your chances of having that content found. And I'll go through that in a second. And obviously share this on social with those hashtags so you can inject yourself into a conversation that's happening. So whether that's around something like a particular day in the calendar, like International Women's Day or International Book Day, whatever the case may be, make sure you're hashtagging so that people are going to come across your content that might not otherwise have connected with you in any way, shape, or form. And you're starting to get involved in those conversations. How-to videos are another great one to kind of proactively give away information that introduces you to potential customers and hopefully gets them to want to learn more and come to your website. So for example, if you are a recruitment company, you could be creating content that is helpful to job candidates, like how to perform well in an online interview. Film it, put it up on your YouTube channel, share it across social, hashtag it, and people are going to stumble across it. And then they're going to maybe visit your website and see what job opportunities you've got going. And there you are, you're straight away into the conversation. If you're involved in car sales, a lot of people are now researching about electric vehicles. Are they going to change over? What questions do they have around that? And it can be very simple things like charging your electric car, how to do it, how many charge points are there in my locality. Again, simple, short, helpful, informative videos really, really help you to reach out to new people and find new ways to connect with them. We're all working on Zoom at the moment, so little short videos on how to do that better. So if you're helping clients to create online platforms, I mean, Ashley, you could probably do videos around this. So how to set up Zoom rooms, how to run webinars, how to get online engagement more active. So anything that is relevant and helpful to your audience, if you can create video around it, proactively push it out there on YouTube, social channels, that is going to help you to engage with new people. Okay, one little caveat to all of that is when you're thinking about your video strategy, you always need to make a decision around any piece of content. What is the goal with it? Is it to start new conversations with new customers, i.e. you need volume of views on this video? Or is it about driving traffic to your website? Now, I would always say that you need both in your arsenal. You need obviously high volume views on social in order to drive traffic to the website, but some pieces of content would fit better on your website rather than on social. So it's about having a yin and a yang and a marriage of different pieces that are going to work through the funnel, if you like. So when you're looking at a piece of content, just bear in mind, is it going to be better for driving traffic? So is it a broad topic that is really, really topical at the moment? Then put it up on YouTube. If it's something that's more of a niche speciality that your business deals with, that is really high value expertise, then maybe consider having that on your website, even maybe put it behind a gate so that you're able to capture that email address for your lead generation. So always just bear in mind, you're going to need both kinds and which videos work best for both instances. Okay, SEO. It's really important to do SEO on your video, just as we do SEO on our landing pages, our website, and our blog content. The ways to do that for video. So subtitles are great because obviously the search engines can read the text and it helps them to evaluate the content and therefore rank it better. Even if you don't want to put subtitles on your video, be very careful around the title you give it and the descriptive text around it, because that again is going to help you to engage with people, but also to rank higher on the search engines and to be found in the right searches. So while it can be great to have a really catchy title, the title should still reference in some way, shape or form the content that's contained in your video. Your thumbnail is really important. You know, now when you do a Google search, Google will pull up the top 3 videos in relation to that. If your thumbnail is really boring and dull, it's not likely to be the first one clicked. So just try and make sure that your thumbnail is something that people are going to be drawn towards and more likely to click. And very often that is a happy face. So use faces, use people, and you know, there's loads of evidence to show that as an audience, we're drawn to that and we're more likely to click on it. If you're embedding video on your website, it needs to make sense within the content on that page. Again, the search engines are really, really looking for this to make sure everything is consistent and relevant and fits within the broader context of the page. So just make sure that you are keeping everything nice and seamless and that it all makes sense and works together. All of that will work in terms of improving the SEO on your video content. Okay, so now you've been found. People have discovered you, they've come across something that you've pushed out there and they liked it and they found it really interesting, and now they've come to your website or to your social channels and they want to know more about you and your particular product. So this is your opportunity now to really start to talk about yourself as opposed to a problem that was generally happening. No, it's nobody's birthday, but what I wanted to tell you today was Salesforce have told us that in any customer journey, there are typically between 6 and 8 touch points before a sale. And at least half of those, 4 or 5 of those touch points can be done in stealth mode. So a potential customer is maybe doing a Google search for something, they come across a video that you've created, they might watch the video, they might go to some of your social channels, they might leave it for a week, and then they might come back and they find a blog post that you wrote, and then they might go to your website. They might have 5 or 6 touches with you, your company, your content online before they ever fill in a form or pick up a phone or ask to speak to somebody. So it's really, really important that you have that content out there in the universe for them to come across and to do your research. Because if you don't, your customer, your competitor 100% does. So if I am in research mode and I'm seeing your customers' content, of course, I'm going to be drawn to that. So it's not just about having 1 or 2 pieces out there. It's about having enough content that you can be discovered in whatever channel your potential customers are searching. So 6 to 8 different touch points for every single sale. Just bear that in mind. And it's not just that the content can kind of sit there in perpetuity. It has to stay fresh. It has to be updated. It has to be something that's current. You know yourself, if you're doing a Google search and you see an article and it's, from November 2019 and there's one and a video beside it that's from, March 2021, well, which one are you going to go to? I mean, everything changes so fast. Anything that's kind of outdated isn't going to get a second glance. So it's important that we keep the different touch points fresh and engaging, relevant and topical. So what kinds of content, video content, are going to work best at this consideration phase? If you're going to have multiple touch points with somebody, what are the different things that you can use? Because you don't want to always be pushing out the same video over and over again. So explainer videos, demo videos, depending on your industry, these can work really, really well. So, an explainer video for a product, how does it work? How do I install it? How does it work with existing systems I use? If it's a piece of software, a demo video. There's so many different ways that you can showcase your product and how it works for your client. How does it fit with what they currently do? How does it improve something that they were currently doing? Is it faster, better, cheaper? What are the different scenarios and how do you showcase that? Explainer videos and demo videos, they definitely should sit on your website. So this is where you're looking at having good content on your website. You can also share them on YouTube. Demo videos are really good on your YouTube channel. They can also maybe be cut down into really short YouTube ads, maybe even sometimes for little pre-roll ads as well. So think about how you can kind of chop them up and use them in different ways on different channels. If you're more of a service-based industry, then you mightn't have a product demo in the traditional sense. So it's more about sharing who your company is, what you do, who the people are that deliver this service. So it's kind of company promo, company overview, or behind the scenes. So let's say you are a charity. And obviously you're going to have different initiatives going on throughout the year. You probably work with different sort of constituent audiences. So you've got lots of different stories to tell throughout the year. That kind of stuff, the behind the scenes, maybe you're working towards a goal. It could be a fundraising goal. It could be an event that's coming on stream. If you are in a housing association, it could be the development of it could be updating, communal spaces, play areas. It could be a new development that's coming on stream. It could be a consultation process that you're doing in a particular area. All of this kind of behind the scenes is actually video documenting the work that you're doing on an ongoing basis. And that really helps your public and your audience to understand what you do and, crucially, who the people are, because we want to know who the people we're going to be dealing with are. Do we like them? Do we trust them? Do we want to work with them? All of these things are so important. If you're in the professional services space, then sharing expertise is a really valuable thing to be able to do. So let's say you work for a law firm. So you might like to create a series of short videos that look at different aspects of the law that are relevant to the customers you're dealing with or the potential customers you're trying to reach. So it could be issues around setting up your own business or, company liquidation. It could be something around writing your will, or the legal issues around probate law. Are you a commercial law firm? Are you a more consumer focused one? So creating content that shares, that gives away that expertise, but also showcases just how good you are and how trustworthy and engaging you can be, that's really valuable. Again, put it on your website first, and then hashtag it and share it on social so that you're proactively putting out content, injecting yourself into the conversations that people are having on social channels. I wouldn't necessarily put a lot of this up on your YouTube channel. I would keep some of this separate. You don't want to post the same videos absolutely everywhere. Oh my God, and time is flying. Okay, webinars and trailers. Webinars are great, and obviously cutting it down, a short little trailer of your webinar and sharing that on YouTube and social. Okay, so they found you. Now they've researched you. Now it's decision time. You want to get that sale across the line. So what kind of content is going to help you to achieve that? Okay, case studies, video testimonials, video reviews, the objective third-party voice. That's really, really critical here. I know video testimonials have been very hard to achieve in the last year. Even us as a company, we have a load of companies come back to now and actually try and record video once they've opened up and once social distancing is relaxed. So really, it's a very, very effective and engaging. And as consumers, we are hugely swayed by testimonials and by video testimonials in particular. So it's well worth your while putting a bit of effort into capturing those. A live demo is obviously another great way to really get someone to make a final decision and purchase that product. So in terms of that final decision-making stage, lots of different things that you can do with video to get people across the line. So here is an example, customer journey from discovery through to consideration, decision-making, and the final point, which would be obviously the loyalty, evangelizing your customer. So let's just say I am a marketing manager in a hotel in Edinburgh, and I'm targeting families with small kids in Scotland and all across the UK. So I want to do a series of videos that is going to help get them across the line right from the very beginning, where they never even heard of our hotel before. So I'm going to put something out on YouTube, which is best things to do in Edinburgh in the rain, because let's face it, it can rain in Edinburgh. I've been many times. So now if I am a busy mom and I'm looking at things to do in Edinburgh, I found this fantastic. Okay, brilliant. I love what this video contains. I'm now interested in this hotel. So I jump on their website and I see that there's a video spa specials for busy mums, and I'm like, oh my God, I could so do with a treatment that looks gorgeous. Now I'm really being drawn in, and I can see myself there with dim lights and music and lovely smells and unguents, and I'm getting there. And then over on their Instagram feed, there's a little video with some kids reviewing the new pizza menu, and they're adorable and they're so cute and they seem to love the pizza, and I can totally see my guys loving that on Saturday evening, while me and Dad might sit down with some lovely craft beer and food pairings that they are running a special on this month, and the chef describing all the different ingredients and how well they sit with different craft beers from the region. So I'm sold. I really, really like this hotel. I'm looking elsewhere as well, though. Obviously, I'm looking at good deals and what everyone else has out. But I have put in my information at some point, and now I get an email and I get a little video, and they know I'm a busy mom looking at some of those videos. So now it's like, okay, meet Susie, our in-house kids concierge. And I'm getting that by email. So they are directly sending me relevant video content in an email campaign. A video is going to get hugely 2 to 3 times more open rates than a non-video email campaign. So it's, again, well worth your while to include that. So I'm tempted to go back on the website and I see another video, and it's young guy, Tom, and he's reviewing his weekend in the hotel, and he was blown away and he did a fantastic time. And you know what? That's it. I'm sold, and I'm booking directly on the website, which saves them money that they're not spending on the online travel agent. And then after our fantastic weekend away in Edinburgh, I get a video email from the hotel, a genuine, it feels to me personalized. Thank you so much for staying. We loved having you and we hope to see you again soon. And I am now really thrilled at this place. I'm going to book again and I'm telling all my friends. And so the waterfall effect of all of this positivity is tangible and it makes a difference on their bottom line. So you could do all of that with text and images, but it is just not going to be as effective as taking the time to do it with video. And the point is, video shouldn't be seen as this enormous, burden that you've got to do, because video is fantastic for creating it once and publishing it everywhere. And not only can you publish the same content on so many different channels, but you can repurpose that content. So creating it in-house, managing your own content means you can cut and splice it together in different ways using the same footage to create short videos with a different emphasis going out to different people at different stages of the customer journey. So apologies, that was just an absolute run through it. I hope you got loads and loads of ideas there and see how it could apply to your particular business. I'm happy to answer some questions, and these are all my contact details.
Anna, amazing. That's such a good talk. We're getting lots of love in the chat, both for you and our first webinar, of how great the content's been this morning. So kudos to you. Really, really good. Just before people leave, I know it's 11 o'clock. We're going to run through some questions really quickly. I'm going to do quick fire with you, Anna, but I'm going to launch first a poll for anyone that wants a one-on-one call with Anna to nail your video strategy. So if you have asked any questions, make sure you put yes on that, because I'm not sure we're going to have time to get through all of them. But if you just want to speak to Anna about that, the poll's there. So Anna, quick fire, let's go. Would you recommend using TikTok as a business? If so, what kind of content would you post on there?
It has to be relevant for your audience. If your audience are on TikTok, yes, absolutely 100%. If your audience have no interest in TikTok, then don't waste your time. And if your audience, if your audience is a younger audience, obviously that would be our first thought. Then what kind of content is engaging with them and what is resonating with them? So often it's something funny, it's something short, it's something. You're staying 100 million miles away from a corporate promo type video, obviously. So it needs to be something very authentic, human, funny, catchy. Good music is critical. So watch what other people are doing, watch and learn, and then copy what's a really good idea and go from there and apply it to your business.
Cool. Lynn's asked, do you recommend specific technology to achieve the right quality with your video?
So there is no requirement anymore to go out and spend thousands on really expensive camera equipment. For the vast majority of us, our iPhone or our Android phone has a fantastic camera in it. What you do need to get is a tripod or a gimbal so that your picture quality is nice and stable. So you've got the camera, exactly, there you go, that's exactly it. With Video Sherpa, we do all our filming on mobile. We use gimbals and tripods to stabilize our footage. Invest in a mic. That's the one thing I would say. Invest in a mic, because if the audio quality is poor, it's unsalvageable. But you do not, exactly. Well, we need a more portable mic, actually. So a lavalier mic, a chip-on mic, or a Rode radio mic. Yeah, it might be a bit obvious.
Big. Anyway, right, last couple. So that's great roundup of tech there. Look, I've just made my camera go out of focus there. Hold on, I'm gonna fix that. There we go, I'm back. Length of video. Have you got any comments on sort of how long videos should be generally? It's a really broad one.
Yeah, I mean, I think, look, depends what you're trying to do. So an awful lot of social content, under 60 seconds still is the rule. Under 30 seconds, for Instagram, it needs to capture their attention instantly. So start with your best shot. Don't try and slowly get into it. Start really, really strong. Keep the text maybe off the first slide. Start with a visual that's going to really want them to see what's coming next. But definitely there is still a role to play in longer form, especially when you're getting into explainer videos. If somebody is trying to figure out how to do something, And if your video is 4 or 5 minutes long, but it's really, really valuable information, they will watch it. But you can't just push that out on social media, no one's going to watch it. That sits on your website or your YouTube channel. So again, just be cognizant. What you need is a full selection box of video that of different lengths on different channels with different messaging for different audiences. It is not a one size fits all. So don't try to just make one type of video. You need the whole gamut.
Hi everyone, thanks for watching another recording from Marketing Showcase Online. I hope you enjoyed it. Just to let you know, we've got all of the recordings uploaded to our brand new YouTube channel, so go over there and check it out if you want some more great content. We run these events once every month, free of charge, so head over to our website to grab tickets for next month's event. I look forward to seeing you there.